In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to preserve your mushrooms by dehydrating them. Dehydrating your mushrooms is a great way to preserve an abundance of foraged mushrooms, or simply to make sure that the store-bought mushrooms in your refrigerator don't spoil before you use them. I will oftentimes buy mushrooms when they're on sale because I know that dehydrated mushrooms store well. Most mushrooms dry beautifully, not only retaining but even gaining flavor in the process. When you rehydrate mushrooms in hot water, their texture is almost identical to fresh mushrooms. Dried mushrooms can be stored for at least a year. You can dry mushrooms in an oven or even in front of a fan, but you'll get the best results if you use a dehydrator. The first thing you want to do is to clean your mushroom. A lot of people say not to wash mushrooms, but you can. It's not going to hurt them, and it's a lot faster than taking them and brushing them with a brush one by one. Depending on what seems the easiest for the shape of the mushrooms, you want to either slice them or go ahead and, if they're very small, you can dry them whole. You want to slice them between 1/4 and 1/2 inch thick. The thicker slices are going to take a little bit longer to dry, so this is definitely going to take longer to dry than something like this. So I'm going to set this to the side so that I can slice it again. You want to take your mushrooms, lay them out on the dehydrator tray, and you want to spread them out so that they're in a thin, even layer. Just want to make sure that none of them are overlapping because it does make drying take longer. And grab another tray if you need to, and spread them out. I have a lot of mushrooms to do. I just go ahead and throw them through my food slicer, and then they're all nice and even, and I don't have to worry about the size. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and place it on my dehydrator. I've got my mushrooms on my dehydrator tray. I'm going to go ahead and turn the dehydrator on and place the lid on top. We're going to turn the dehydrator up to 110. Now, mushrooms take anywhere from 6 to 8 hours to dehydrate. So I'm going to go ahead and set mine at 6 hours. It's pretty humid here, so I'm sure it's going to take a little bit longer. At the end of 6 hours, we'll come back and check on them and see how they're doing. Mushrooms usually retain most of their color, so what we're going to be looking for is the fact that they're dry, almost crispy, and have a bit of a leather texture. So they will still be pliable a little bit. We don't want them to actually be crisp enough that they break. The dehydrator's gone off, so I'm going to go ahead and lift up the lid and check and see if the mushrooms are completely dry. As you can see, the mushrooms are dry. You might even be able to hear that. You actually hear that they're dry. When you take the mushroom, you can bend it a little bit. So it's still pliable, which is what you want, but there is no moisture in it. I'm going to go ahead and get them off of the trays and get them stored up.